Hi friends, it's Eric here. I'm really excited to talk about the latest release of Excalibur with you, version 0.26. We have a ton of new features, and I really want to talk about them with you. Let's get into it. We have a ton of new features. We have new display modes to help you maintain aspect ratio. We have a new Parallax component that will help you do easy scrolling backgrounds. We have new non-convex polygon collider support that'll help with really complicated collision structures. And we have a whole bunch of new tile map updates, including isometric maps, custom colliders for those maps, parallax tiled layers, and built-in animations. On top of that, we added 25% better performance in Firefox and a fallback for non-GPU accelerated browsers. Let's go take a look at those features. First up is one of our new display modes, which is fit, screen, and zoom. This will fit the aspect ratio of your content to the screen and zoom to avoid any letterboxing. Next, I'd like to talk about another display mode called Fit Screen and Fill. This was a community contribution from Josh Beatty. This display mode will fit the screen by the original aspect ratio, indicated by that black rectangle, and then fill the rest with canvas. This is quite possibly the most ideal display mode for making sure that the entire screen is filled with canvas regardless of the device's size. Next, I'd like to show off the new Parallax component, which is attached to these clouds. As you can see, if I move relative to the clouds, they will move faster or slower than the camera, indicating distance from the camera. New in Excalibur are arbitrary non-convex shape colliders. So you can do things like that 5-pointed star there, and they will collide as you expect. Tile maps got a lot of love this update. The first thing is we added custom collider support to arbitrary tiles. You can draw arbitrary polygons as part of your tile. You can use built-in like circles. Here we have an example of an arbitrary polygon. And now that just works. In Excalibur, you can draw anything you want and it'll work within the integration. In addition to that, we added tiled animations. Now tiled animations will be imported into Excalibur appropriately, and they will draw as you expect. The last thing that we added was parallax layers. So you can specify a parallax factor, and this will work using the Excalibur parallax component. Here we can see that same tile map loaded into Excalibur. We can take a look at all of the tiled animations. We can see that the colliders that we've defined are now working properly. Excellent. And then we have an odd parallax layer here with a bunch of trees. Something that folks have been asking for a long time is isometric tiled support. So we've added that in version 0.26.0 of Excalibur. The tiled plugin will now work with isometric maps. As you can see, I have an isometric map here defined in the tiled editor. And if I go over to Excalibur, I have that same map loaded up inside of Excalibur. This also works with custom colliders. So you can specify orthogonal kind of colliders here. So you can have your isometric maps. We spent a lot of time tuning and improving performance in Excalibur. This is going to be the fastest version yet. We've specifically spent a lot of time on Firefox, where performance wasn't so good prior to this release. We're now going to be posting benchmarks for both Chrome and Firefox as we improve performance, and we're really proud of the performance we were able to get this release. Specifically in this release, we've improved the collision logic. We've improved a lot of the expensive drawing routines, and we've improved the frame rate during the loading screen. Additionally to all of this, if you have a device that doesn't have hardware acceleration or a GPU, we have an automatic Canvas 2D fallback, which is configurable, which will give you better FPS on those non-standard hardware configurations without a GPU or hardware acceleration. And finally, if you'd like to check out everything that we demoed today, you can go to Excalibur.js on GitHub and check out the release tab. We have code snippets for everything, as well as in-depth guides on each of the new features. I'd like to thank everyone who helped contribute to this release. We had a ton of support from the community this release, and can't thank you enough. And as a reminder, you can always visit Excalibur.js.com to look at our docs, samples that we've made, links to the community, links to other games that we've made in the gallery, how to contribute, some blog posts about Excalibur, and if you'd like to turn this into my day job, you can go to Excalibur.js.com/donate, where we have a GitHub sponsor and a Patreon. Thanks. Oh, and one more thing. If you're making games with Excalibur, come on over and tell us about it on the Excalibur.js discussion tab. We'd love to hear about it.